The movie begins by showing two powerful men from their respective clans, Bao Wolin from the Gold Fist clan and Sen Ming from the Sky Blade clan. The two of them were desperately fighting to win the martial tournament held by the ruler of Qingyang Town, the Thunder Clan. The prizes they will get from the tournament turned out to be tempting, namely freedom from forced labor and the provision of mining land and red crystal stones to increase cultivation levels. Everyone in the arena seemed to fight hard even though they had to risk their lives. Over time, the participants were defeated by the overpowered Bao Wolin and Sen Ming. They were indeed in an alliance and finally managed to hold on to the end and came out victorious. After that, Bao Wolin and Sen Ming were invited to meet Kai, the leader of the Thunder Clan. When he arrived in front of Kai, Bao Wolin collected the prize that had been promised by the Thunder Clan. But apparently, Bao Wolin and Sen Ming had been tricked by Kai because the promised reward turned out to be a lie, and they were surrounded by the Thunder Clan warriors. Suddenly, Kai attacked them and caused Sen Ming to die. Kai completely absorbs Bao Wolin's life energy, using forbidden magic on the soul-absorbing stone. In the end, Bao Wolin was released in a very weak state and lost his memory. Meanwhile, Sen Ming did not appear to have left the palace, thus making everyone confused. Not long after, Kai's two sons, Po and Li, showed generosity by gifting a bag of red crystals that increased cultivation for the Gold Fist clan. This obviously made the Sky Blade clan disapprove and think that Bao Wolin killed Sen Ming to get the red crystal. Even so, everyone was still trying to restrain themselves from each other's suspicions. On the other hand, the leader of the Gold Fist clan couldn't bear to see Bao Wolin's state and tried to attack Po, but the leader noticed the difference in strength between himself and Po. 15 years later, Bao Wolin finally woke up from his coma. His wife was very happy and then ordered her daughter, Lin Town, to tell her brother, Lin Dong, who was being forced to work in the mines belonging to the Thunder Clan. Soon after, Lin Dong returned home, and the citizens gathered to ask Bao Wolin about what had happened 15 years ago in the Thunder Clan palace. Everyone obviously wanted to know the truth to maintain good relations with the Sky Blade clan. Yet, Bao Wolin still couldn't remember anything or communicate, like a man who had lost his mind. Everyone realized he had still not recovered, so they finally left the house disappointed. Meanwhile, somewhere, a man named Gu Ying, the leader of the Assassin clan, orders his trusted subordinate Lingshan to track down the Dragon Emperor Stone, which is predicted to appear in Qingyang Town, which is ruled by the Thunder Clan. The Dragon Emperor Stone has enormous power because, in a short time, it can make a person's cultivation level soar to the highest level, according to their respective talents and elements. The next day, Lin Dong was seen training to prepare for the annual martial arts tournament that was about to be held by the Thunder Clan. He trained accompanied by Qingtan and Bao Wolin, who just sat in a wheelchair. Not long after came a teenage boy named Wu Yun, who was none other than Sen Ming's son, Bao Wolin's partner, who mysteriously disappeared when he entered the Thunder Clan palace 15 years ago. Like their father, Lin Dong and Wu Yun had been best friends since childhood. Then Wu Yun told Lin Dong that he would enter the tournament this year. Hearing this, Lin Dong mocked him while throwing dirt right at his face. Obviously, Wu Yun was annoyed and chased after Lin Dong, causing the two of them to be in a commotion in the middle of the city. The commotion they caused was finally noticed by Po, the son of the leader of the Thunder Clan, who happened to be on patrol. Suddenly, Lin Dong was surrounded and captured by the Thunder Clan warriors. When he was about to be whipped by Po's girlfriends, Wu Yun came and helped her. Po finally stepped in to face them and won without major difficulties. He brought them to the edge of the cliff. At that place, Po released Lin Dong and Wu Yun because they both had to fight to the death. Otherwise, they would be killed instantly. In the end, they are forced to fight each other, but Lin Dong does not put up a fight against Wu Yun. He instead surrendered to Wu Yun by dropping into the abyss. This incident made Wu Yun emerge victorious, so Po and his soldiers left the place. However, Lin Dong's sacrifice turned out to be in vain. He had fallen to the bottom of a deep spring, but at that time, he accidentally touched a heavenly stone that was none other than the Dragon Emperor Stone. Even though Lin Dong was unconscious, the Dragon Emperor Stone's power gradually caused the spring water to recede. After Lin Dong came to his senses, it seemed that the Dragon Emperor Stone had penetrated his body. Therefore, a golden fire mark appeared on his palm, so he became a dragon warrior with the Gold Fist skill. At the same time, Lingshan, who was doing reconnaissance, managed to find the location of the Dragon Emperor Stone that Lin Dong had possessed. Then Lingshan headed to the location until finally, he saw Lin Dong, who was cultivating. He didn't know Lin Dong yet, but he knew Lin Dong was from the Gold Fist clan. While Lin Dong was getting a clear description of the highest level moves of his clan, he was slightly following the movements he saw. At that moment, his strength increased greatly. Even later, it would be much stronger than the strongest in the Gold Fist clan. In the evening, Qingtan, who was walking, overheard the news that her brother was forced to fight with Wu Yun. Hearing this, she rushed off to find Wu Yun to make sure. It didn't take long. She managed to find him and inquired about her brother's whereabouts. Wu Yun, still devastated, said Lin Dong fell into the abyss and might have died. His words made Qingtan angry, so she subconsciously emitted her ice magic. She then forced Wu Yun to take responsibility and look for Lin Dong. The next day, Qingyang and Wu Yun were still unable to find Lin Dong. However, it made her furious. Then she grabbed Wu Yun by the collar and held him against the stone wall behind him. Unknowingly, her icy aura came out again and grew stronger until it could affect the surrounding area, including the stone wall behind Wu Yun. At the same time, Lin Dong, still lost in the cave, began to think about taking out the gold fist skill he had mastered after cultivating to destroy the cave wall. When he was getting ready, his intentions were halted as the stone wall in front of him suddenly froze. When he touched it, the stone wall instantly shattered. Then he met Qingyang and Wu Yun, who turned out to be behind the stone wall. Qingyang was very happy to finally be reunited with her brother. Soon after, they decided to rest in the cave and discuss the martial arts tournament that was about to be held. Lin Dong then explained before entering the main arena to fight, the participants had to pass through the elimination stage in a forest to fight each other. Participants who survived until the Thunder Clan Palace was entitled to continue the fight in the main arena. After that, Lin Dong asked Wu Yun for an alliance, and he agreed. Afterward, they returned to doing what their father did 15 years ago. The scene changes and shows the atmosphere in the village of the Gold Fist clan. Suddenly, the leader of the Gold Fist clan was selecting the clan members representing the Gold Fist clan in the tournament. At the same time, Lin Dong accompanied his sister and Wu Yun. Lin Dong, who looked very confident, volunteered to enter the tournament. His words made the strongest person in the Gold Fist clan, the deputy leader, look furious, and he intended to teach Lin Dong a lesson by asking him to duel. Shortly after, the fight between them ensued. When Lin Dong and the deputy leader fought their fists, everyone realized Lin Dong's cultivation level was far above that of the deputy leader. Not long after, Lin Dong managed to win and knock out the deputy leader. The leader of the Gold Fist clan then met Lin Dong in his room and appointed him as the representative of the Gold Fist clan with full confidence. In the evening, Lin Dong and Qingyang were seen walking around their village. Suddenly he realized that there was a mysterious figure who wanted to kill him. He was swiftly able to dodge, and the enemy chose to flee. Then Lin Dong chased after him and managed to reveal the robe of the person who was none other than Lingshan. Unfortunately, Lin Dong, who had fused with the Dragon Emperor Stone, was no match for Lingshan, so he lost and gave up. However, Lin Dong did not intend to kill Lingshan and invited him to form an alliance in a martial arts tournament. Lingshan, who had no other choice, finally agreed to the deal. The day of the martial arts tournament has arrived. The second son of the leader of the Thunder Clan, Li, was seen giving a speech and thanking all the participating clans. Soon after, the first round of the martial arts tournament began. It was seen that Lin Dong and Wu Yun had just arrived in the forest and saw the participants who were fighting. But strangely, the participants turned to attack them until finally, Lingshan came to help them both. Even so, the three of them remained pressed and decided to flee to the monster forest. In that place, one by one, the participants who were chasing them were even devoured by the roots of the monster tree. Then they continued to run away but were trapped by the monster tree queen. Shortly after, Lin Dong, Wu Yun, and Lingshan took out their respective mainstay moves to cut down the roots of the monster tree queen. But their efforts were in vain because the roots of the queen tree regenerated very quickly. The scene then changes and shows Po making out with his girlfriend and being escorted by his troops. Po is in the forest to oversee the course of the tournament. Suddenly, a wild monster with god-level power appeared behind them, the Fire Tiger. After that, he killed all of Po's troops and left Po and his girlfriend. Po, who cannot fight Fire Tiger and is under pressure, willingly sacrifices his girlfriend to Fire Tiger so he has time to escape. Returning to where Lin Dong and the others were, the Tree Queen suddenly shrunk her roots, and Po was seen running past them. The queen of the monster tree apparently sensed the presence of the Fire Tiger that was chasing Po, so the three of them faced the Fire Tiger instead. A fierce battle against the Fire Tiger ensued, but Lin Dong was fortunate to have reached the highest cultivation level thanks to the Dragon Emperor Stone. Lin Dong seemed to be gathering his energy, then took out a King Kong fist that instantly made the Fire Tiger fall and left an energy-dense soul crystal. Not long after, a baby Fire Tiger appeared looking for its mother. Lin Dong, feeling sorry for him, finally decided to adopt him and entrusted him to Qingyang. He also gave the soul crystal from the Fire Tiger to Qingyang. On the other hand, Po, who had been running away from the Fire Tiger, had finally arrived at the main arena. Not long after, Lin Dong and the others appeared. Then the second round of the tournament began, and the public seemed focused on seeing the fight that took place. Soon after, Wu Yun and Lingshan fought while Lin Dong watched from the arena's edge. He also continued to observe Po's movements, which had lightning speed, and was able to beat Wu Yun and Lingshan many times. Finally, Lin Dong entered the arena to fight Po. It was seen that Lin Dong predicted the spell with his hand. It didn't take long. Soon after, he released a very powerful move that could overthrow Po. In the end, Lin Dong finally announced the tournament winner and allowed the winner to enter the palace. Suddenly Lingshan attacked Lin Dong, and he dodged, but he failed to understand Lingshan's intent. Afterward, Lingshan aimed to warn them of the dangers in the palace. Wu Yun, who misunderstood, was about to attack him, but Lin Dong kicked Wu Yun unconscious. This was done by Lin Dong so that Wu Yun would not enter the palace. While stepping into the palace, Lin Dong then took Po hostage. Just like what his father had done before, Lin Dong immediately collected the gift promised by Kai. The same thing as 15 years ago also happened again. Kai didn't care about Po being held hostage and immediately activated the soul-absorbing stone and absorbed all of Lin Dong and Po's power that was on the stone. Luckily, Po manages to escape, but he looks very angry at his father. Not long after, a strange thing happened to Lin Dong, who suddenly disappeared and left only a red stone. The red stone was taken by Kai, but suddenly Po attacked his father from behind. Soon after, Qingyang appeared at the palace, and it was later revealed that Po and Li had teamed up with the leader of the assassin clan to overthrow their father's power. Po then ascends to Kai's throne and immediately activates the Sukma-absorbing stone so that Kai dies because his power was absorbed by Po. After that, Po told Li to announce to the people outside that Lin Dong would serve the Castle of Thunder. Li represented the Thunder clan and then gave prizes to the tournament winners, namely the Gold Fist clan and Sky Blade clan. On the other hand, Wu Yun was suspicious and worried about Lin Dong, but he was immediately silenced by him, who then entered the palace. Sometime later, Lingshan was seen by his leader. Wu Ying was furious there because Lingshan had sabotaged Lin Dong's teleportation point that he had set up. It happened when Lingshan threw a knife that had been imbued with a teleportation spell, so Lin Dong ended up missing out of nowhere and did not match the point of Gu Ying's destination. Unfortunately, his action was considered betrayal, so Gu Ying implanted a magic needle implant in his forehead. After that, Gu Ying said if later Lingshan did not obey his orders again, then the needle would kill Lingshan from within slowly. That same night, it was seen that Wu Yun and Qingtan were making plans to enter the palace. They handed over Lin Dong's used clothes for the baby fire tiger to smell. It didn't take long for the baby fire tiger to start tracking Lin Dong. Wu Yun then followed the baby fire tiger. Meanwhile, Qingtan was planning to trick the attention of the Castle of Thunder guards by acting up in front of the gate. She clamored for the King of Thunder clan, so Po and Li finally came out to take a look. An irritated Qingtan then released her icy aura, so Li immediately moved to stop her and knocked her unconscious. The scene then changes and shows Qingtan chained while Li feeds her food. Suddenly, Li expressed his interest in Qingtan until he forced her to marry. He said they were married, so he would ensure that the Gold Fist clan could prosper. On the other hand, following the baby fire tiger, Wu Yun met Lingshan, who was also tracking Lin Dong's whereabouts. However, Wu Yun misunderstood Lingshan's intentions earlier and intended to attack him. At the same time, the sky above Wu Yun and Lingshan turned into a gate, and Lin Dong came out of it. Fortunately, Lin Dong survived, thanks to his fire teleportation move. He then returned from the point where Lingshan had changed his location earlier. Shortly after, Lingshan suddenly fell to the ground and vomited blood because he had again defied Gu Ying's will to capture Lin Dong. After learning what happened to Lingshan, Lin Dong immediately used his magic to pull out the needle implanted by Gu Ying. Then Lingshan finally managed to get free and survive. After that, he gave information that Qingtan would be forcibly married to Li. Meanwhile, in the hall of the Castle of Thunder, soon after, Li and Qingtan's wedding ceremony is about to take place. However, an unexpected thing happened. Po, who was still hungry for strength, put Qingtan on the altar of the Sukma-absorbing stone to be absorbed by his power. Li intends to save Qingtan, but he can't because Po is holding him back. At the same time, Lin Dong and Wu Yun came and saw Qingtan struggling to save herself. On the other hand, Li manages to escape Po's clutches and then sacrifices himself to protect Qingtan from the deadly lightning strike. At that time, Lin Dong immediately used his golden fist to destroy the soul-absorbing stone. Shortly after, Lin Dong left Qingtan for Wu Yun to save, but they were surrounded by the Thunder Clan troops. Wu Yun then gave the Fire Tiger's soul crystal to the baby Fire Tiger, so the baby Fire Tiger turned into a Fire Tiger monster and wiped out the entire Thunder Clan army. On the other hand, Po faced Lin Dong and immediately started their fight. After that, they attacked each other, but Po was slightly ahead and managed to corner Lin Dong. Even so, Lin Dong could knock Po down, then lock his body while issuing a move. After launching consecutive attacks, Lin Dong felt that Po had already lost. But he still can stand up and put out all his strength. Suddenly, lightning flashes seemed to overflow from his body. However, Lin Dong said he did not want to lose. He took out the ultimate move from the Gold Fist clan, the Gold of Wukong move. His move surpassed Po's speed and strength, so he beat Po repeatedly. Finally, he finished Po, marking the end of the Thunder Clan's rule in Qingyang Town. The film ends by showing Lin Dong, Lingshan, Qingtan, and Wu Yun, who decide to go home and continue their lives because Qingyang Town is peaceful and all residents are free from the shackles of the Thunder Clan. The moral that can be learned from this movie is that something that is too much is not good, like Po and Kai, who died because they were never satisfied. Despite being from different clans, Lin Dong and Wu Yun's friendship was also very inspiring. They both remain loyal friends and protect each other.